And welcome to the Monday edition of the Chris Salcedo Show here on Newsmax TV. Glad you folks can make it. Serious threats, they are mounting, that are setting the United States on a course for a fiscal meltdown and societal instability. The genesis of this threat is our own government in this case. It's not too late, though, for we the people to take some action. But if you don't take action soon, it may very well be too late. You might want to seek out and share this preamble with your friends and family. In mere moments, we will detail actions you can take to stop this looming calamity. Trump to the GOP, cease and desist. That's our focus in tonight's preamble. Over the weekend, the socialists passed their massive, poorly run liberal state bailout bill. Anyone calling this bill a China virus relief bill is either incredibly dishonest or incredibly unintelligent. In fact, the only idiots calling this a China virus relief bill, a bill that only dedicates 10% of its $1.9 trillion to the China virus-related relief efforts. These are the same people that called Trump's travel ban affecting 6 of 49 majority Muslim countries a Muslim ban. These are some of the most morally bankrupt people in our society, and they're working to make this country fiscally bankrupt. Aside from bailing out idiot left-wing governments, this fake China virus relief bill forces taxpayers to fund some pretty outrageous things. The fake China virus relief bill sends checks to felons and illegal aliens. Socialist Democrats want to make sure that hate-filled racists and murderers like Dylan Roof and terrorists like the Boston bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev receive $1,400 checks courtesy of you, the taxpayers. The bill would also give stimulus checks to migrants who come to the U.S. legally but overstay their visas, thus making them illegal aliens. The fake China virus relief bill also funds abortions overseas, because socialists believe that every American supports slaughtering the children of black and brown people in the womb in other countries. The fake China virus relief bill also dedicates your great-grandchildren's taxpayer dollars to the tune of $135 million for the National Endowment for the Arts, $86 billion in union pension bailouts. By the way, there are no such bailouts for non-union Americans. The bill funds over $100 million for a Silicon Valley transit expansion project and $1 billion for socially disadvantaged farmers and similar groups, meaning our farmers get help, but only if they have a skin color that is preferred by socialists. That's, of course, racist, by the way. I could go on, but if I did, this preamble would never end. In February, the Washington Post warned U.S. federal debt to exceed size of economy, even before Biden's stimulus is approved. The report outlined the Congressional Budget Office's worry over unprecedented debt already incurred due to government's stupid and unscientific lockdowns to combat the China virus. CBO noted that lawmakers had already spent $4 trillion of your great-grandchildren's money, and the majority of that money has not even been spent yet. But socialists, they want to add $2 trillion more. This bill is so big. This bill is such a big con. It's so fiscally irresponsible that a former Obama administration economic advisor, a guy by the name of Larry Summers, penned a column in the Washington Post warning that another big stimulus package could bring the risk of setting up hyperinflation in the United States. According to the U.S. debt clock, our nation is at $28 trillion in debt and counting. Each U.S. taxpayer is on the hook to pay $224,000 and counting. Oh yeah, I got that hanging out in pocket change. The interest on that debt, the interest, is $378 billion. That's all before the socialist fake China virus relief bill is enacted. The bigger the interest payment on the national debt, there's less money available for other priority spending programs. As our debt and interest payments increase over the next decade, we'll have no other choice than to start cutting from other areas of government like, defense, entitlements, you name it. The World Bank says a country reaching a tipping point when the debt to GDP ratio approaches or exceeds 77%. In the third quarter of 2020, the U.S. debt to GDP ratio was 127%. But all the socialists stuck together to pass this massive debt onto generations yet born. The so-called moderate Joe Manchin fell in line with his good old socialist buddies. Because socialist Democrats, folks, they always stick together in their efforts to harm America. I'm sad to report there's no unified opposition party to these socialists. The GOP failed to stop all of this from happening. As a reminder, 17 Republicans voted with socialists in violation of our Constitution to undertake a political vendetta against former President Trump. In fact, Politico reporting that President Trump has sent a cease and desist order to the RNC, the NRCC, and the NRSC. The president wants them to stop using his likeness and brand to raise money for the 17 Republicans who betrayed the people and our founding document to lodge their unconstitutional fake impeachment votes. Can you blame President Trump for wanting nothing to do with supporting those folks? The question is, why are we still supporting those folks? Here's some more truth that you're not going to like. Heck, I don't like it. But as we mentioned, all the socialists stuck together to enslave our country to debt. They always unify because socialists have a unifying principle. If it harms America, they're all for it. The problem with the GOP is they have no values. I know they have a set of conservative planks in their platform, but a significant number of their party routinely just ignore those planks, thinking you're all too stupid to hold them accountable. There are no unifying principles in the Republican Party. Hell, they can't even unify to stand against socialism. Take Paul Ryan, for example. Upon learning that Liz Cheney, a woman with just 10% support from her constituents back home, upon learning that Liz voted against 95% of her caucus in her inexcusable and unconstitutional vote to impeach President Trump, Ryan was inspired to throw her a fundraiser. Apparently, the GOP covets a top-down party that votes against the will of their voters. This is just one reason why Americans should start donating money directly to proven conservatives while suspending all donations to the Republican Party, the RNC and such. Simply put, I know what the problem is. Everything that is wrong with the United States originates in the Socialist Democrat Party, but the fractious, valueless Republican Party isn't the answer to that problem. What is? You. There's a website out there I want you all to get familiar with. It's called the Assembly of State Legislatures. This page gives you all the information you're going to need so you can begin to engage your state representatives so together you can rein in Washington, D.C. Because Washington is no longer listening to us. They are ignoring the limits on their power enshrined in our Constitution. And this is how you get involved. This is how you fight back against the political parties who have colluded together to grow beyond the consent of the governed. But you all better act fast. As President Trump just discovered, you can't count on Democrats, socialists, or Republicans to do what's best for America.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.